So I wasn't planning on going into all of this. I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'll probably just wing it, flow. I don't want to spend too much time doing any reading surrounding the situation, the takeoff situation. For those of you that you know about it, have heard about it, I never want to hop on a bandwagon and as soon as a celebrity passes over, some celebrity got like I don't want to be that person that hops in on that, and also to the respect for that person's spirit, their soul, and those that um, their loved ones. So I just wanted to touch on a few things that I thought was very interesting. It might seem like off topic, so I wanted to talk about energy harvesting. I noticed that celebrity deaths, hey Besso, they really do generate a lot of emotional energy collectively. And I'm I feel like this. I pray that I'm wrong, but if it be that it is truth and God is in it, I have to say what I'm guided to say. I do believe that the celebrity death things is only going to get worse, but I have a bad feeling that in order for people in that industry to like really wake up and get it, because this is an energy harvesting thing and it's also a spiritual warfare too. I'm going to talk about that, my take, like spiritually, in my opinion. This is all just my opinion. Nothing I'm saying has to be taken as fact. I don't want you guys to be like, getting all offended and personal about it, because that's not the thing. I do believe that it's spiritual warfare in this, spiritual attacks, harvesting, all of that. October was definitely an energy harvesting month for real. Um, it was a video, I can't remember, I think it was in September. I did a video and I was talking about um, October, and I was like, for some reason, I feel like October, I can't remember verbatim what I said, so I'm paraphrasing, but October was going to be a very weird month. And not only that, I contemplated whether or not I should even participate in celebrating Halloween, because I felt this weird conviction this year celebrating Halloween. And I started to get a little bit uneasy because I seen the news about Korea. I guess it was a festival or something in Korea, and people, over 100 people, perished. And that was the first thing that really like triggered me. So I'm like, ugh, like it just didn't sit well with me. And um, I think it was an incident. I don't know if it was in India. I could be wrong. It was another incident where a bridge collapsed like a week ago. All of these happened within the same week, if I'm not mistaken. And then um, there was a shooting at a party this weekend out here where I like around here, right? So I'm just like feeling uneasy about going out on Halloween. I'm like, we're just gonna take the kids out, enjoy ourselves, and then come home. So I really sat with myself and I had to really thank God. And then I wake up the next day and I see this post that one of the Migos, which is a rap duo artist, um, Takeoff, one of the third of them died. And I was like, this is some crazy stuff. And just really sitting with everything, I'm like, this is harvesting at its finest. And like, if you guys know anything about like um, magic and witchcraft and stuff like that, people that deal with the darker side of things, like the demonic element, Halloween or that time, like October, is a perfect and opportune time for them to do their rituals. And death, being Scorpio, being in the season of Scorpio, Scorpio deals with death, right? Um, so when that popped up on my timeline, I didn't feel good about it. I felt very uneasy. And the first thing that came to me was he shouldn't have been there. So I don't know if it was like a thing where, you go out and then you get that feeling like, okay, it's time to go home. Like, I'm just ready to go home, right? And then you might have people that want to stay or they want to do extra stuff, but something's in you like, now I'm ready to go home. I don't know if it was like that for him, but the feeling that I got from it didn't sit well with me. For one, I felt like he was, I wouldn't say he was, I don't know. I gotta be careful with what I said. But I do feel like that whole situation, I don't know if it could have been avoided, but I do believe that we get warnings. We get warnings from spirit about things. We get nudges, and when we don't take heed, things happen. And I know from personal experiences, this has happened to me before, where I didn't take heed to something. I had multiple warnings. Hey sis, how are you? I hope you're well. We get multiple warnings, and the whole like shootout thing, and there's always going to be some mixed messages around it. This person saying this happened and this person saying that happened. you know Everything's going to come to light with that situation, and I feel like it already is. The thing about this is I really do feel like he was he was there. I don't feel like he was supposed to be there. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like totally not meant to just go at all, or he was, you know, guided to leave but he didn't leave or something. I don't know. I just feel like, his whoever they were with, or it was something funny about the whole situation. The energy just doesn't sit well with me. So I really want to say this, like, sometimes I don't know. Like sometimes we're called out of certain things. Like let's say for instance, I don't follow the Migos to the T. Like I'm familiar with them. I listen to their music. I know their names and all of that. But I don't know the reason behind why they're not the three of them anymore. Why they've separated. I get the sense that sometimes like what things used to work out, what could have been like a good thing in the past, it may be time to let it go after a while, right? It's had its time, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, from what I gathered, Takeoff wanted to do his own thing too as well. He wanted to explore his solo career more as well, and I think Quavo the same thing. Who's to say that? Because I get like this. This is how when I look at these rapper situations and things that they get involved in. When you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? That's what they say. Right, you can't mix old wine with new wine. When you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So if you live a certain lifestyle or you promote a certain lifestyle, you're spiritually marrying that life, right? And my thing is this, like, Spirit's really been speaking to me about this, about expanding and growing outside of your comfort zone and growing outside of your territory. So I don't understand why these rappers feel, and I want to talk about the crab barrel mentality or the hood loyalty mentality, where you're now a millionaire, right? You're making all this money, you got endorsement deals, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you still feel the need to be all up in the hood with the N words, right? Like all y'all like chilling and kicking it, and that is a dangerous thing because for one, you're dealing with people that have an extensive level of envy, greed, um, violence, and the spirit of death on them because that's their lifestyle. They live that life. So if you yourself is saying, I have this career and I want to do this for myself, I want to evolve, right? Why would you still align yourself with that old mentality that you've been pulled out of? And I really believe that it's something that is instilled within a person that is, you know, stuck in that life. It's a stronghold. So when you dwell in that energy or that spirit, that type of stuff happens. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's sad. It's very sad. And I don't know why I get the feeling that this is not going to stop. Like it's not. And so it has to come to an end. And for some reason spirit, and I have to be very careful with this, but this is what I'm getting. I feel like there's going to be a big celebrity death like someone that people would perceive as untouchable, or like they would, this was the last person that we would ever see something like this happen. I don't know to what extent, like what's going to cause the death, but I'm feeling like something about this is like a wake up call too. It's, it doesn't sit well with me. It's a wake up call. Like if it can happen to them, like dang, like, and I feel that is a spiritual wake up call. Like this stuff has to stop. And the lack of respect for life, not just in the rap community or celebrities, but just as a whole, you know, collectively, people just have lost their respect for life in another person's life. They don't even think twice before they harm another person. That is a demon. That's a spirit on people that operate in that. You know, that don't think about things and just take another person's life like it's nothing. That I can never fathom that. You know what I mean? Um, but unfortunately, I do feel like there's gonna be like a big celebrity death. I don't know in what way, but someone that people are gonna look like they're untouchable, and then it's like if that can happen to them. And I want to say this too. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist and none of that. But I'm not stupid. I'm not blind. Y'all not stupid. Y'all not blind. You see the agendas that they put out. There's people that are dealing and dabbling in some dark demonic stuff, and that stuff is going to catch up. Um, it's going to catch up, and I feel like it's a wake up call to for some to break out of it, like break out of it. Like this whole thing, like you're not untouchable, you're not more powerful than God. That's the whole point of it. You're not God. You can walk around and think that about yourself. You can think that your money is going to protect you, but there's only so much that you are going to get away with for a time. And how many more souls have to be sacrificed in order to get that? After a while, it's like, are we just going to become numb every time we hear, like, oh, a rapper got shot? And it's unfortunate that it has to be like that. And the last, you would never think that somebody from the Migos, because they're not really gangsters. When I look at, like, the Migos, I don't think gangsters. You know what I mean? I don't see that. You know what I mean? I don't get that from them. So that's the last, you would never think that, right? The other rapper, I didn't listen to his music, but I prayed for him because I thought he was gonna pull through. Like I genuinely prayed. What's his name? PNB Rock. I prayed when I heard the news. I don't want to hear another person being hurt and harmed. You know, I don't want that fate. Just like with Nipsey Hussle, I prayed for him, but unfortunately that didn't. You know, it didn't happen. You know, it happened the way that it happened. But he wasn't gangster either. He didn't. PNB Rock didn't put out gangster music, so it's like it's very unfortunate. And same thing with him. You're in a neighborhood. You know, you posting your locations. You showing off your jewelry. Why are you walking around in a neighborhood like that with that much jewelry on you? You know what I mean? All that money basically on you. People out here are really ruthless and getting really demonic. Any person, I would caution them never to post your location. Like, don't post where you're at until you're gone out of that place, like long gone, or it's the next day. Like, you know, you don't. People don't need to know everything. People don't need to know everywhere you're at. And to hear that Takeoff died, like he's the quiet one. Like I always seen him as like the laid back one. So to hear that and like he wasn't involved directly from what we know so far, that's unfortunate. But I feel like sometimes like when that happens, it's like the person that hangs out with all the gangsters when they're not a gangster and they get hit in the drive by and everybody else is unscarred. It's also a thing of be careful who you associate yourself with, be mindful of your surroundings, and it's also a thing of the people that are still living to really check themselves in there and redirect their life, because that is a dangerous lifestyle and it is a spiritual, you're making a covenant with that lifestyle. You're making a covenant. Yeah, I heard about, I don't know this person either, but I did see that as well. I think it's an artist from Africa. His baby died in a swimming pool Halloween. It's just, I don't know, stuff like that is like weird to me. And I don't want to make everything a conspiracy, but I don't like the energy surrounding October was just like weird to me. Like it really was weird. And that whole entire month I was very discerning. Like if I don't feel led to go anywhere, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's out somewhere, like if I don't feel genuinely led to, I'm not going. That's how I was. And I feel like that's how you should be every day. Um, but definitely I'm not feeling good about the entertainment industry. I feel like it has to unfortunately be one more person and someone that people would least expect. Like I don't know how big the influence of this celebrity is or what field they're in, whether it's sports, entertain like music, whether it's like actors, I don't know. But it's something around it. Something around it. Yeah, I was just looking at that. Sis Dara, she's talking about the ring. I think who had those rings? I think was it Young Dolph? Is that his name? I feel it's a group of celebrities or a really big one. Yeah, it's not going to be because I feel like they started off with like people that kind of started to have a buzz to their name, like those deaths, and then it feels like it's about to start hitting home, and I don't know why, like fully. I can't say why. Yeah, we have to be careful with the lifestyle that we live. Like when you especially gang affiliations because the gang affiliation within itself is an oath. So you're taking an oath to live that life, you know. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I want people to um take this as a cautionary tale of be careful of who you associate yourself with. If spirit is telling you to leave something behind, you got to trust that it's for your highest good. Sometimes we look at these things as disadvantages. We look at them as punishments when we get, the call to pull away from certain things or we can't kick it with everybody. Instead of looking at it as protection. And if you want to stay where you're at and stay around certain people that don't mean you any good, then that's on you. I'm not saying per se that Takeoff was, feeling guided to break away but my thing is this, like if you have that amount of influence now and you have an advantage that most people don't, why wouldn't you want to change your life? And I get the whole thing, oh, I want to be loyal, I ain't trying to be a sellout and forget about where I came from. But there's a way to still give back to your community without getting caught up in alignment with it, especially if you come from a place of poverty like that, where it is literally like a war field where it's a survival thing out there, right? It's a survival in that type of neighborhood or those type of environments. The mentality is a survivalist mentality, and sometimes it's your sword against your brother, right? So it's just something about it just don't sit right with me. And if it's more to it than that, than just on the surface, because I feel like that's the surface of it. But on a spiritual level, I really do believe like energy harvesting. Spirits got to be fed, and let's say that they, involve themselves because the culture, the gangster culture, the murder culture, the gang violence, the trap culture, the all of that's demonic culture. It is. So they promote that. Yeah, the music, the beats and all of that, like it's cool and everything, but if you listen to the content of the music, it is demonic. It's a demonic lifestyle that they were promoting. So unfortunately, I don't know far beyond that what else they were doing or into, but if that's when you're in alignment with those dark things and spirits got to be fed, that certain things can happen. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know? Yep. Oh yeah, I know what's her name? Offset. Yeah, what's the name? She heavily into some stuff, but I feel like that. I don't know. It could have been prevented. Who knows? And maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? That definitely could have been prevented. Let's see. I watched two readings. I don't know if you guys ever heard of psychic medium Ray Guzman. I love him. He did a reading on him. Not, I think he did it today, or I watched it today. I don't know if he did it yesterday or today. And I also compared it similar to another reader I came across. It's a YouTube channel that I watched. She recommended this video, and it's her name is Queen from the New World Tarot. She did a reading on Takeoff's energy as well. She was picking up some stuff, child. Like, and I do see similarities between the two readers and what they picked up. Hers kind of went into kind of more of the shadow element of it. And Ray did touch on kind of something similar, that he trusted somebody. He trusted the wrong person. I don't feel like Quavo is his uncle, right? I think Quavo is his uncle. I don't feel like they had anything to do with it. I don't feel like any of the Migos had any other, the two other Migos, I don't think they had anything to do with that. Other than the altercation and all of that, I don't think Quavo, like, I don't see that. I don't see the type of energy. So the only person that I can think of that they trusted that they shouldn't have was the person that is always around all the rappers. I'm not going to say his name, but I got a bad vibe about him. So let me pull. Hold on one second. I got a text message. Okay. I don't. Because when I sat with it, and this could be me and my like conspiracy theorist mind, but if it was that it was some foul play involved in it, the first thing that came to mind was that, you know, the person that is connected to all the rappers and, you know, always around them and stuff like that. And I heard, like, you know how Malcolm X, they when they assassinated Malcolm X, they had to have something to throw the whole thing off. Hey, MB, they threw the whole thing off by saying, like, get your hand out my pocket. So I don't know if like the altercation or something, it's something about it, I don't know, it just feels weird to me. Let's see, I don't want to project into the cards. Holy Spirit. The High Priestess and the Two of Swords. The Ten of Wands. Yeah, I'm not going to doubt myself with this one. With the Wheel of Fortune, I do feel like I'm getting something in between fates. Let me see. On this side, the Fool. Yep. Three of Pentacles. Why is the Three of Pentacles here? Ooh, okay. The Eight of Cups. I don't know if they were contemplating, and then the Judgment at the bottom of the deck. I don't know if the two, Quavo and Takeoff, were they contemplating like ending the Migos at some point? Like maybe they were gonna put out maybe one more album or something, like something that maybe that they're contracted to, and then after that contract was up, they would go their separate ways and like do their own thing. Not in any ill will, but just like, you know, after this is done, we're free to do our own thing. Yeah, I kind of feel like that. The Eight of Cups, like separating and doing their own thing, and the Fool card being someone had plans to do their own thing, like to branch out on their own. It was a call to a change, a new beginning. There's something that just flew over me just right now. Whew, I have chills. Judgment card. Yeah, it was like a choice of judgment. I'm still stick to what I was getting. Like, I don't know if he, was ready to go. Like, you know how you just ready to go, like after hours, y'all hanging out, it's time to go. Like, okay, I'm ready. You have the Empress. I don't know if somebody tried to protect him as much as they could. I don't know. Is there any foul play other than just violence? Was there an agenda? Was there a assignment? The Hermit. No. I really feel like this bothers me so much and it hurts me because I really do feel like he could have really did a lot. He could have been great. Yeah, there's a feminine energy that did their best to protect him. Oh my god. I don't know. The King of Wands. I feel like this is Quavo. Isn't Quavo a um isn't this Quavo is a Aries, I think, right? I feel like that's his energy. I don't know if he had like a grandmother on the other side. Five of Cups. Dang, this feather. What the hell? Y'all, this feather be stalking me. I'm telling you, this fucking, it stalks me. Yeah. So I feel like this is Quavo's energy. Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. Uh, yeah, this, I feel like I don't get foul play really too much. And if it falls into that with the Queen of Swords, maybe. And Queen, the reader that I was telling you guys about that did the reading, Queen from New World Tarot, she did pick up there was a woman that was doing some work behind the scenes, and it could have just hit him. Unfortunately, like his energy was just open for it. I don't know why. I don't get that he was personally targeted. I feel like he was, that saying wrong place, wrong time. But there's energy behind it though. This Queen of Swords, I don't like her energy. The Nine of Wands. I don't like this. I don't like it. What is the energy surrounding Takeoff's passing, Holy Spirit, that you will allow us to tap into and to see with all respect? No. Um, the no card flew out. Let me see. Holy Spirit. I don't want to be disrespectful. Yep. Yep. You got the evil eye. Somebody's energy, like, had the evil eye, not only on him. I wouldn't even say specific. It's like some type of negative energy or ill will, and it just played out in a circumstance. I don't feel like someone was paid to do this, or I don't even feel like, because there's a thing now, people saying about certain record labels taking out insurance policies, you're better off dead than alive. That whole thing. I don't see that. I don't get that. Delayed, not denied. The king and queen mantle. I am that I am. He had some type of calling. If you look at this full card, I feel like this is him trying to start in the beginning, but you see these demonic energies around him. The serpents, the alligator, snakes. Got to go through a lot of snakes. The I am that I am. I feel like his energy is very grand and very big. Could have had like a big purpose, or he could have like really did well on his own. I feel like too. But this feels like a situation where there's like an energy. So, a Jezebel spirit, a succubus spirit. Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I might admiration and recognition, fear based, divine initiation. Yeah, there's some type of high level witch that might have had some role in this. I don't know. I'm not gonna I'm not going to speculate who this woman is, but it's a high level witch, a dark one with ill will and negative intentions. Her intentions got sent out, and I just feel, unfortunately, Takeoff, you know, got the short end of the stick of whatever this energy is, unfortunately. But I feel like he was at a place where he should have not been. In other words, I don't feel like he was a specific target of this. I don't see that. Whew. Mm, mm. I don't see that. But there is some evil eye in this, some bad juju, some bad energy. And like I said, when you marry a certain lifestyle, a certain energy, like you dwell in darkness, you're receptive to that type of thing. When you're in the protection of the light and you're walking in the light, that can't penetrate you. It can't harm you. It can't touch you. And I feel like his protection wasn't fully there. It wasn't there. And I feel like the dirtiness of it all is like maybe certain people that he thought he could trust, or they all thought that maybe they were surrounded by certain people that they thought was cool, and then when something arose, then it became cowboys and Indians in that moment. So let's say they were all getting along up until that point, and then it just went awry. You know what I mean? So they weren't really in a safe place or safe environment. You know what I mean? So that's what I get from this. I don't feel necessarily like it was a specific target on him or someone was paid. I just feel like it's demonic energy that played into this. That's simply what I'm getting. Everyone has to take account for their actions. We all do. The judgment card. That's what I'm getting from this. I do feel like somebody is going to be taking, they're going to have to account for their actions, and something within the next 5 months, or within the next 5 months, with these five standing out to me, there's something that's going to develop out of this. I don't know in what way, um, but something's going to develop, and whoever was responsible for pulling the trigger, I do see them being arrested, but it still feels like there's it's going to be a heavy weight and guilt. So I just pray for whoever was there that night that is traumatized by that experience, especially Quavo, like whoever had to see that and witness that. I pray that God gives them peace, peace in the mind and peace in the heart, because that seeing death, that is not a natural thing. I don't feel like that's something that we should live to even see that, especially someone's life being taken in front of you like that, um, or seeing your loved one in that state within seconds. Like things can happen within seconds, and it's so unfortunate because it's just ugh. Mm. Yeah, y'all be careful who you associate with. That's all I gotta say. Like, it doesn't have to be a life or death thing, but definitely when it comes to your reputation, when it comes to your growth, when it comes to your well-being, you got to be mindful of who you associate yourself with, because if because it is a reflection of you. The people you associate with is a reflection of you. They at some point will have an effect on your mindset until you say to yourself, I don't resonate with this anymore. And it's okay, and it might be painful. You might have to love some people from afar. But if you know that people are, in a lifestyle that does not resonate with you, or they're stuck, or they do the same things, or they're not looking to grow, or you say you want to get married, but you hanging out with the hot girls, and sleeping with everybody, and you know what I mean. You can't grow in those environments with those types of people, or you want to start your own company but you're dealing with people that just want to be lazy all day and don't want to do nothing, or try to talk down on, you know, your gifts and callings, or could be literally people that are in some dangerous lifestyles. Like, I had to leave a friend behind because she lived a very dangerous life, and I got multiple warnings about her in dreams. So you just gotta honor yourself, you know. And when you stay in that place of covering and protection, and you stay away from what is not for you, because we'll have a grace to be protected and stay covered, but it's only for a time until, you know, if we continue to do the same thing that we've been called out of, that we got to take accountability for that at that point. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That is what I'm getting from it. You know, all of this, we're just gonna say it's alleged, right? Goodness. Yeah. It's just horrible. It's just so horrible. But you know, I'm gonna leave it at that, y'all. Yeah, I don't really know too much of details and stuff, like all of everything, who was there, who were the people, but I just get this weird feeling that they felt like, oh yeah, we gonna all kick it, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that, like together, and things went left, and then it became, now they were the enemy. That's the energy that I get from that. So they weren't really safe. It was kind of like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a safe environment. So I send you guys much love. Y'all be blessed out here. Y'all be safe. And enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll catch you guys in another read, another video.